right, now listen here, because I don't want no damn arguing down in the comment section. Today, I'm going to show y'all how I make my dirty rice. Now listen to me. I said my dirty rice. I'm not trying to recreate your grandmothers, your aunties with the bad knees and the bad lace front, okay? This is my rendition, okay? I'm not saying that this is the most authentic way. It is my rendition. So if you come down in the damn comment section talking about, oh, well, you didn't make this down in the swamp with the alligators chomping on your toes, so it ain't authentic because you ain't from NOLA. I don't want to hear it, okay? Now, let's get to cooking. First things first, you're going to need a big-ass pot because we're making a lot. You're going to need some minced garlic, Worcestershire, better than bouillon beef base. You're going to need a little bit of celery. I have some mixed peppers here. They already came like this, but I'm going to chop them down even more. I'm going to use the Jimmy Dean hot premium pork sausage. I have a little over a pound of ground beef, some minced onion, garlic powder, onion powder, oregano, gravy masters. I'm going to be using jasmine rice. Now, you do not have to do it this way, but I like to pre-cook my rice. A lot of people, traditionally, I will say, will cook it directly in the pot with the beef mixture. I don't like to do it that way, so I am going to be pre-cooking mine in my rice cooker here. You're also going to need some Creole seasoning or all-purpose seasonings, whatever you got. But hey, you see that? You see that? You see that? Don't ask me for the damn ingredient list. Now make sure you follow the instructions with your particular rice cooker, but I use 2 full cups of these. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and I'm going to make sure that I wash this at least 3 or 4 times or until the water is somewhat running clear. All right, I got my rice nice and washed, and because I want to go on ahead and make sure that this is already bursting with flavor, I'm going to add in a half a tablespoon of some chicken flavor bouillon. So just add that in, give that a mix. Now, again, you need to just make sure you follow the instructions on your particular rice cooker if you decide to go the route that I did. Just give this a mix so that it'll somewhat dissolve so that it's not too clumpy. If it does clump up, it's not that big of a damn deal. It's totally fine. Now I'm going to go on ahead and put the top down on this. Follow the instructions. Once again, I'm going to do this as a long grain rice. And let that do its thing. While this is cooking, I'm now going to get ready to start prepping these peppers because I don't need to do anything to the celery or to the onion. Now, as I showed y'all earlier, this was a pack of peppers that was already mixed together. As you guys can see, I wanted to make sure that I made use of all of the green bell peppers, the red bell peppers, the orange, and the yellow, but I don't need as many of these sweeter ones. So these I will sit to the side and I can use those at a later time. For now, I'm just going to go on ahead and give these a rough chop. It doesn't need to be a complete mince, but you just want to make sure that it's uniform in size to both the celery and the onions. I'll be right back once this is all done. All right, now that my peppers are nice and chopped up just the way I want them to in a nice small mince, I'm going to go on ahead and add these in a bowl. As you can see, they're right here like that. I'm going to add in just a little bit of the celery, not too much. I say maybe, I don't know, about a handful. You don't have to go too crazy with that. Honestly, all of this is really up to preference. You can add in as much or as little as you would like. And I'm going to add in about the same amount of the onions as well. So now in this bowl, I have my peppers, my onions, and my celery. This is going to come in handy, but for right now, we can plop this in the fridge until the rice gets cooked because honestly, the rice is probably the longest part of this whole recipe. Just a little tip so that way you can make sure you're kind of finishing up everything at the same time. My suggestion to you would be based on whatever your rice cooker says. In the last 15 minutes of your rice cooking, that's when you should come up to start getting the meat mixture together because that'll only take about 15 minutes. That way everything is kind of finishing up at the same time so that you can incorporate your cooked rice into the meat mixture. All right, I'll be back in a few moments. All right, here we go. My rice cooker only got about 15 minutes later, so it's time to get all this assembled. Now, I'm going to be going in with some ghee here. That's about how much I'm going to be using. I have my pot here getting nice and hot, so let me go on ahead and get that in the pot. All right, I got my ghee on in my pan. I'm going to go ahead and add in my peppers and my onions. Now, like I said, you know, everybody calls this something differently. Some people call it rice dressing. Some people call it Cajun rice. You call it whatever the hell you want to call it. Baby, I call it good eating. I'm going to go in and add in a little bit of garlic. You can add in fresh garlic. I don't give a damn. Do what you want. Mix her around. Let this cook for about a minute or so. It doesn't need to be completely soft because it's going to continue to cook with the meat in just a few moments. Now I'm going to go on ahead and add in my meat. Now, one more thing about this. You can add in all ground beef. You can add in all pork. You can do a mixture like I'm doing. It's completely up to you. You can also add in gizzards and giblets and all of that as well. I just personally don't prefer that. But you can really do whatever you want. Come on, y'all. Make your food so that you enjoy it. Don't let people bully you into thinking that you can't enjoy something authentically just because you had to leave out a certain ingredient. Let's cut out the foolery. Garlic powder, don't be afraid. Onion powder, don't be afraid. Oregano, be afraid. Don't do too damn much. A few dashes of the Worcestershire, not too much. Now we're going to go in with some Creole seasoning. You add in as much or as little as you would like. You can always add salt, but you can't take it away. So don't be crazy and add in too damn much at the beginning. I also went on ahead and added in some cayenne pepper off camera, but you can add in as much or as little as you would like. You know how spicy you like your food. Give this a good mix. My rice is done. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the top and allow that to kind of cool off and do its thing. But as you can see, that flavor is already in that rice. So we're doing good things over here. Let that cool off a bit. All right, now before your meat mixture is fully cooked, you want to go in and you're going to add in a nice rounded tablespoon of the Better Than Bouillon beef base, and then we're going to add in a little bit of Gravy Master. So go on ahead and get that in there, get that off that spoon, get that nice and mixed in. This is going to add in some great flavor. And that's also the reason why I said be mindful about how much salt you're adding, because you're adding in other elements that have salt. For the Gravy Master, we're going to add in just a little bit. Don't do too much. This is just for color. That's just enough. Give this a good mix. Mix that around. My God, on today. Jesus. Now that I got that nicely mixed together, I'm going to go in. I'm going to add in 3/4 cup of water and go on ahead and give this a mix. Once you see the water has started to reduce, then we're going to add in another 3/4 cup of water, and then we're going to add in the rice in just a few moments. As you can see, this is looking absolutely delicious already. So like I said, for right now, what we're waiting for is for some of this water to reduce out. All that oil and stuff, don't be worried about that. Honey, that's flavor, okay? Don't worry about that. And because I am who I am, I do what I want. I'm going to add in just a little bit of the flavor enhancer, okay? Just a little bit. All right, so now that this is reduced down the way I wanted to, I turned the heat off completely, y'all. Turn the heat off completely. We're going to go on ahead and add in this delicious rice. Put that right in on the top. And now we're going to give this a good mix. Don't be too rough with your rice. You want to try to fold it in a little bit. Give me a second. Just take your time with this part. Allow the rice itself to just naturally break up. And I'll be back as soon as I get this fully mixed together. I mean, my God. Look at this. This ain't even done yet, honey. And look how damn delicious it looks. Jesus. All right, so now that we got this mixed in, like I said, you want to make sure that you turn the heat off all together. The reason why I left a little bit of moisture is because now the moisture that was left in there is going to be soaked up by the rice, which is the reason why I don't mind not cooking the rice in it to begin with, because it's about to soak up all that flavor. Now that the heat is off, the rice is mixed in, I'm going to put the top on this, press it down nice and firmly, set a timer for 15 minutes, do not take off that lid. All right, here we go. Let's see what we're working with. My God. You know what? Because, see, this is the situation. See, when you cooking like this, there really isn't much that you can really tell me. Look at that. Look at how the damn rice just falls apart. It's still juicy, but not soggy. This is what you want, y'all. This is what you want. Yes, yes. Yeah, baby. All right, let's go on for a taste test, because, baby, I'm hungry. Do y'all see this? Do y'all see this? Flavor. All right, let's go on for a taste test. Well, I'm about to burn the hell out of my mouth, but I don't care. Okay, here we go. The rice is cooked to perfection. It still has a little bit of bite. It's not soggy. The flavor is shining through and through. The peppers still have great texture. Try this recipe, honey. Bye.